some time to speak as well. So I'm going to Brother Kalaji let you go here.
Peace. Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Okay, you all enjoying the panel?
Yes.
Okay, I know some of you, when you hear about hip-hop and organized things of that nature, you want folks to get up here rapping and all that type of stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to do an old school move like my man Bunchy Carter used to do. It'd be a disco in the middle of the joint. All of a sudden, you jump up on the table and start getting some keys, a little education.
All right.
Cool with that? Yeah. All right, this is how we're going to do this. We usually don't do this, so y'all just hold tight and don't get it twisted, because what the brother Riyadh did not tell you is he got a couple different belts. And I ain't talking about these right here. So you know what I'm saying? So he just talking about rapping. You don't want to wrap him up. My man Shop, he ain't, you know, everybody on here, we got some dangerous people. I might step back. But on the real, what I would like to do real quick is we want to acknowledge a brother who traveled down from New York, who was actually, we have a benefit going on later on with the Mooney Twins. I don't know if you all know that. Paul Mooney's sons are here. Daryl and Dwayne, give them a round of applause. What we wanted to do is just briefly pause for the panel for about 5 minutes just to acknowledge the brother because he has a flight to catch. You know what I mean? And, you know, so he's from the December 12th movement up in New York. I want y'all to give a strong round of applause for our brother Omar Bala.
Said a dignitary, it made me feel real old. Like those are the things that you put away in the crib somewhere. First, I'm very glad to hear you, brothers, you know, and sisters. I came just to say very quickly and briefly that on one note, just on a cultural tip, that today was about the third Sunday that we've been out. You know, they took the Scottsboro boys story and turned it into a minstrel musical on Broadway.
What?
And the front of the billboard at the Lyceum Theater in Times Square says 1,000 laughs. And so we've been protesting that because the first thing I think in this period that's happening right now is that we must resist. And that every aspect of what we do, from what you all do to what everybody does on every front, we must resist. We cannot say, oh, okay, that's happening, and so it's happening. You got to stand up and say something. Then you find out other people said, damn, I'm glad they did that, because I was opposed to that too. But for them to take the tragedy of the Scottsboro boys, which was a prosecution and threat of lynching, and spending the rest of their lives in jail, it spanned from 1931 all the way up to 1976. The last case was adjudicated. And the last brother just died about 10 years ago, and his wife just passed away this year, Clarence Norris. So here comes white folks on Broadway, and understand their point, to make money. They said, if we do the real story of the Scottsboro boys, nobody's gonna come see it. So let's get an entire black cast, let them play blackface and whiteface, have one white person in the whole play, and then go back to a period of musical artistic style that was 100 years old, which was the minstrel show, and have them tap dance and jump through the air. I tell you, go on the internet on YouTube and go see Protest Scottsboro Boys. You'll see us outside the Lyceum Theater. But first, go to the Scottsboro Boys and look at the little entree tape they do of brothers jumping through the air and dancing. They have some young brothers with fake electric chair, wires around their head, dancing and stuff. And they said it's art. So the battle around art is serious. It's very serious. In Nazi Germany, when Goebbels, who was their propaganda minister, said, let's discuss culture, he would take out a Luca and put it on the table and said, let's talk about culture. Because he understood what culture is. It's either a weapon for you or it's a weapon used against you. So that's what I just want to say about that. We don't be in the streets until we shut that play down in terms of that. But the principal thing I came to say was that right now what's happening is the African Union has made a decision that has been long in the making to begin to structure the relationship of the diaspora to the African.
And in that process, and this has been going on for a long time, some startups, some failures, but this past October, there was a conference at the African Union headquarters in New York where a structure was beginning to be laid out for that to take place. There's going to be a tour that's going to go on, and we're going to come back to Atlanta, so that's why I'm going to be short now. But there was a task team that was set up over the next 3 months to work on a database for the African Union about the diaspora in the United States and the concerns of African people. What are their concerns about Africa? What are their expectations from Africa? And vice versa. I was elected to that task team. And as it is now, there's going to be a 5-city tour. DC, Atlanta, Chicago, LA, and I said New Orleans, but it might be Jackson, Mississippi. But the idea of it is to travel around, get those concerns. In January in South Africa, there's going to be a Global Africa Diaspora Summit where we're going to be able to begin to hammer out a structure. So that structure involves all of us. Because in this period, it is critical that African people unite on every level. So we're going to come back to Atlanta on that tour, and so I'll talk to you again when we're back. But straight ahead, I'm very glad that you all are using culture as a weapon. Just keep your eye on what's principle. Just keep your eye on what's principle. Straight ahead.
Give it up again for Brother Omobali and his spirit of solidarity. We appreciate you all being patient with that, and we want you to say, it's very important to check out that situation with the Scottsboro